Welcome back to Stoic Spirit, where today we're tackling a challenge that resonates with many. A challenge not just of the mind, but of the spirit. Have you ever felt like you're constantly performing, bending over backward, trying to earn even a sliver of someone's attention? Like you're trapped in an endless cycle, proving your worth over and over, just to feel seen. But what if I told you that the true power doesn't lie in the struggle for recognition, but in the act of letting go? What if the very moment you stop chasing is the moment they start noticing? Imagine walking away, not in defeat, but with your head held high, knowing that you are enough as you are. This video isn't about how to gain attention by force or manipulation. It's about something far deeper, something more enduring. It's about mastering yourself in a way that makes others naturally gravitate toward you. Think of it as stepping into your own quiet confidence, a confidence that doesn't shout, but rather speaks volumes in silence. We're not just letting go of the chase today. We're reclaiming your peace, your dignity, and your self-worth. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, once remarked, "It's better to starve while being true to yourself than to feast in turmoil." This captures the Stoic belief that real strength comes from within, from the unwavering commitment to live with dignity, even if it means walking away from what no longer serves you. Your value isn't tied to someone else's approval. It's anchored in the strength you cultivate within. So are you ready to stop scrambling for attention and start embracing your own inherent value? This journey isn't just about making a statement. It's about making a lasting change in how you view yourself. It's about making a commitment to never again settle for less than you deserve. You are about to tap into a power that has been lying dormant within you, waiting to be unleashed. Before we dive deeper, I want to remind you to hit that like button. Why? Because your engagement helps others discover this content. And when you help others, the universe has a way of helping you in return. And if you can't muster the energy to do that, then perhaps this video isn't for you, because true change requires action. So go ahead, subscribe to the channel, share this journey with others, and watch how the universe aligns to support your growth. As we move forward, you might be wondering, what if I stop chasing them and they forget about me? But here's the truth. Stoicism teaches us that the only power worth having is the power over yourself. Your health, your growth, your inner peace. It's not about them, it's about you. Every step you take away from chasing is a step forward in your own life, a step toward becoming the person you were meant to be. This is your time to focus on what truly matters, yourself. So let me ask you this. Are you willing to lose yourself in the pursuit of someone else's attention? Or are you ready to reclaim your power, your peace, and your purpose? When you start to invest in yourself, in your well-being, and in your personal growth, you'll find that others are naturally drawn to you. And when they finally see the new you, the tables will turn. They'll start chasing you. That's the script we're flipping today. If you've got any doubts or questions holding you back, drop them in the comments. I'm here to guide you through this journey. But before we move on, take a deep breath and affirm to yourself, "My presence is valuable." Write it in the comments, not just as a declaration, but as a commitment to yourself. Commitment to embrace your worth and make a powerful change in your life. Now, you might be curious about what comes next. The first step is clear. Never bend over, never chase their attention. But beyond that, what's the path to true transformation? Today, I'm going to share with you a 7-step blueprint, a guide that will lead you to become the kind of person who naturally draws others in without even trying. These aren't just theories. They're proven strategies from my own life, refined through experience. If you're serious about flipping the script and transforming your life, then stay with me. These steps will guide you through the process of reclaiming your power and living a life where you don't have to chase anyone's attention. Instead, attention will come to you. Let's embark on this journey together. Number 1. Prioritize physical health. What use is a strong mind if the body that carries it is weak? This question isn't just rhetorical. It's a call to recognize the interdependence of mind and body. The ancient Stoics understood this deeply, seeing the body as the vessel through which our minds operate. Seneca once wrote, "It is part of a philosopher's soul to be calm and strong, but to achieve this, one must first care for the body that houses it. Prioritizing your physical health is not just about looking good, though that can be a nice side effect. It's about fortifying the very foundation upon which all your mental and emotional strength is built. Imagine your body as a well-crafted instrument. If it's neglected, out of tune, or worn down, no matter how skilled the musician, the music will never reach its full potential. In the same way, if you want to excel in life, to attract the right people, opportunities, and experiences, you must ensure that your body is strong, vibrant, and resilient. This isn't about vanity, it's about capability. A well-maintained body enables you to face life's challenges head-on, with the energy and clarity needed to not just survive, but to thrive. Now consider this. How often do you push your physical well-being to the bottom of your priority list? How often do you tell yourself that there will be time for exercise, better sleep, or a healthier diet later? But later often turns into never. And soon enough, the lack of care for your body begins to seep into every aspect of your life. Your energy dwindles, your focus wanes, and your relationships suffer. Here's the truth. When you neglect your physical health, you're not just harming your body, you're undermining your capacity for joy, fulfillment, and connection. The Stoics believed in taking care of the body not out of narcissism, but out of respect for oneself and one's potential. Epictetus reminds us, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. If you want to be strong, capable, and worthy of respect, then the first step is to treat your body with the care it deserves. I remember a time when a close friend was struggling with the demands of a new job. He was always tired, stressed, and felt like he was barely keeping up. It wasn't until he made the conscious decision to prioritize his health, starting with a commitment to regular exercise and a balanced diet, everything began to change. His energy levels skyrocketed, his mental clarity improved, and with it, his performance at work and his relationships flourished. He didn't just regain his strength. He regained his confidence and sense of control over his life. When you make the choice to prioritize your physical health, you're making a statement to yourself and to the world that you value your well-being, that you understand the connection between body and mind, and that you are prepared to take on life's challenges with strength and vitality. This isn't about waiting for the right time. The right time is now. Take action today. Start with something simple. A walk in the morning, a healthy meal, or setting a bedtime that ensures you get enough rest. These may seem like small steps, but they are the building blocks of a resilient, powerful life. Remember, your physical health is the foundation of everything else. Without it, all other efforts are built on shaky ground. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing." Life will throw you off balance, but a strong body helps you stay grounded, helps you keep your footing when things get tough. So let's affirm this together. My body is my strength. Say it with conviction, and let that conviction drive your actions. Prioritize your health, not as an afterthought, but as the cornerstone of your life. Because when you feel strong, you naturally exude an energy that others are drawn to. Not because you're seeking their attention, but because strength and vitality are inherently magnetic. Now, as we prepare to move to the next step in our journey, take a moment to reflect on how you can integrate this principle into your daily life. If you have questions, experiences, or insights, share them in the comments. Your journey could be the inspiration someone else needs. And if nothing else, drop this affirmation. My body is my strength. Let's build a community of individuals who prioritize their health and, in doing so, reclaim their power. Number 2. Surround yourself with inspiring people. If taking care of your body lays the groundwork for a strong life, then surrounding yourself with inspiring people is like adding the necessary fuel to keep that fire burning. The company you keep is crucial. It can either propel you forward or hold you back. Socrates once said, "The secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new." One of the most effective ways to build this new version of yourself is to be mindful of who you allow into your circle. We often underestimate the power of our surroundings. Think about it. Would an Olympic athlete train with someone who lacks discipline? The same principle applies to our personal growth. When you align yourself with those who are driven, optimistic, and dedicated to growth, their attitudes rub off on you. Their positivity becomes infectious, motivating you to push yourself harder, to aim higher, and to pursue your goals with renewed vigor. They challenge you to step up, to match their energy, and in doing so, you find yourself becoming someone who naturally attracts more positive opportunities. Consider this. You're working towards a significant personal goal, but you're surrounded by people who doubt your abilities, constantly complain, or who focus on the negatives. Their energy seeps into your mindset, creating a toxic environment that makes it harder to stay motivated and focused. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with those who believe in you, who encourage you to keep going, even when times get tough, their faith becomes a mirror, reflecting back your own potential. Imagine you're part of a book club, but not just any book club. A group filled with individuals who are passionate about personal development and who love to discuss ideas that challenge the status quo. Each meeting isn't just about reading a book. It's about delving into profound conversations that push everyone to think bigger, to see the world from different perspectives, and to apply what they've learned to their own lives. This is the kind of environment where growth happens organically, where everyone pushes each other to be better. Here's what you can do. Identify the people in your life who lift you up. These are the ones who inspire you, who challenge your thinking, and who push you out of your comfort zone. Make a conscious effort to spend more time with them. Seek out new connections that align with your values and aspirations. Engage in communities where growth is a common goal. And just as importantly, distance yourself from those who drain your energy, who pull you into their negativity, and who do not contribute to your growth. Surrounding yourself with the right people is not about isolating yourself from everyone else. It's about being intentional with your relationships. As Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Make sure those 5 are pushing you to be the best version of yourself. When you consciously choose who to spend your time with, you are setting yourself up for a life filled with inspiration, growth, and endless possibilities. You are building a network that doesn't just support you in your endeavors, but actively contributes to your success. So ask yourself, are the people around me pushing me toward the person I want to become? Or are they holding me back from achieving my potential? By surrounding yourself with inspiring people, you create a fertile ground for your growth, space where you are constantly nourished and encouraged. You become the best version of yourself, not by chance, but by choice. And when you do that, you attract the kind of people who see your worth and want to be part of your journey. Remember, as Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Make surrounding yourself with excellence a habit, and watch how your life transforms. Number 3. Become socially strong. Surrounding yourself with inspiring people is just the beginning. The next step is to build the kind of inner resilience that allows you to connect deeply with others. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing." Life, and especially social life, is not about perfectly choreographed moves, but about adapting, responding, and being fully present in the moment. To become socially strong means to embrace this unpredictability, to understand that true connection isn't about performing for others, but about engaging with authenticity and strength. When you think about becoming socially strong, don't imagine a person who commands every room they enter with loud charisma. Think instead of someone who listens more than they speak, who is not swayed by the opinions of others, but remains grounded in their own values. This is the essence of social strength in Stoicism. It's not about seeking approval or being the center of attention. It's about cultivating meaningful relationships where you can be yourself, where your presence alone makes an impact, because it is sincere and grounded. Consider this. A few months ago, a friend of mine was struggling to make connections in a new city. They felt isolated, unsure of how to break into social circles. Instead of forcing themselves into every social gathering or trying to impress people they barely knew, they decided to focus on what they could control, their own approach. They started by attending events where genuine conversations could happen naturally. like community volunteer groups and book clubs, places where people shared common interests. They showed up, not to be seen, but to see others, to listen, and to engage meaningfully. Over time, they built connections not because they were the loudest in the room, but because they were the most present. People began to notice the depth of their listening, the thoughtfulness of their responses, and the steadiness of their character. They weren't just making acquaintances. They were building a network of genuine, supportive relationships. This is what becoming socially strong is about. It's about letting go of the need to be constantly noticed and instead focusing on being truly present. When you shift your focus from "how am I being perceived" to "how can I connect deeply," you change the game entirely. You stop trying to perform and start trying to engage, to understand, to learn from others. Take this approach. Start small by truly listening to someone today. Whether it's a colleague at work, friend over coffee, or even a stranger you meet, practice being fully there. Ask open-ended questions that allow them to share their story and resist the urge to interject with your own thoughts. You'll find that people are naturally drawn to those who make them feel heard and valued. Remember that being socially strong also means being resilient. Not every interaction will go as planned, and not every person you meet will become a lifelong friend. That's okay. The Stoic principle here is about showing up as your authentic self, understanding that you can't control others' reactions, but you can control how you engage and how you react. When you become resilient in your social life, you don't take rejection or disinterest personally. Instead, you see every interaction as an opportunity to grow and to refine your approach. So think about your next social interaction. Are you going into it with an agenda, or are you open to where the conversation might lead? Are you trying to impress, or are you trying to connect? The strongest people socially are those who have mastered the art of presence, who know that every conversation is a chance to learn, to grow, and to connect on a deeper level. Let's reaffirm this truth together. I connect deeply because I am present and genuine. This is your guidepost in every social situation. When you carry this mindset into your interactions, you'll find that people are naturally drawn to you, not because you're the loudest, because you're the most real. Number 4. Confidence makes you a magnet. Confidence isn't just the natural extension of becoming socially strong, it's the foundation upon which all powerful connections are built. As Aristotle once said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Confidence starts with self-awareness, with understanding your strengths and embracing your worth, regardless of external opinions. It's about showing up authentically and trusting that who you are is enough, because it truly is. There was a time in my life when I found myself hesitating before every decision, questioning my abilities, and worrying endlessly about how others perceived me. I thought confidence was about being louder, more assertive, perhaps even dominating conversations. But I learned, often through trial and error, that true confidence isn't about overpowering others. It's about quietly knowing your value. It's the calm assurance that allows you to walk into any room with your head held high, not because you think you're better than anyone else, but because you're no longer measuring yourself against them. Consider the relationships in your life: friends, family, colleagues, romantic partners. Think about how confidence plays a role in each of these dynamics. When you're secure in yourself, you're not constantly seeking validation from your partner or your friends. Instead, you offer a sense of stability and trustworthiness, draws people in. It's not about being the center of attention. It's about being the center of calm in any storm. Now let's get practical. How do you cultivate this kind of confidence? Start by embracing discomfort. The Stoics believed in voluntary discomfort as a way to strengthen their resolve. You can do the same. Challenge yourself daily to step outside of your comfort zone, even in small ways. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting when you'd normally stay silent, or introducing yourself to someone new when you feel shy. Each of these small acts builds resilience, and with it, confidence grows. Another powerful practice is to detach from the outcome. The Stoics teach us to focus on what is within our control. In the context of confidence, this means letting go of the need to control how others perceive you. Instead, focus on how you feel about yourself. Are you acting in a way that aligns with your values? Are you speaking your truth, even if your voice shakes? When you live authentically, confidence follows naturally. Reflect on your achievements, big and small. Write them down. Celebrate your progress, not just the end results. This practice isn't about feeding your ego. It's about acknowledging your journey and the strength it took to get where you are. The more you recognize your own efforts, the more grounded you become in your worth. And remember, confidence isn't a destination, it's a journey. There will be days when you doubt yourself and you feel less than capable. That's okay. What matters is how you respond to those moments of doubt. Do you retreat and hide, or do you face them head-on, knowing that every challenge is an opportunity to grow? Marcus Aurelius reminds us in Meditations, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Your doubts and fears aren't barriers, they're pathways. Use them to build the kind of unshakable confidence that doesn't demand attention but naturally attracts. Let's affirm this truth together. I am enough as I am. Say it out loud, write it down, and most importantly, believe it. Because when you embrace your true worth, you don't just walk into a room, you command it with a quiet strength that speaks volumes. Your confidence becomes a magnet, not for validation, but for genuine connections and opportunities that resonate with who you truly are. Number 5. Have an ambition. Confidence draws people in, but it's ambition that keeps them interested. An ambitious person is like a river that carves its own path, always moving, always striving towards something greater. Aristotle once remarked, "The soul never thinks without a picture." In other words, without a clear vision or purpose guiding you, your energy dissipates. Ambition provides that picture, gives direction, focus, and meaning to your actions. Ambition isn't about restless striving for any goal. It's about pursuing something that truly matters to you. Think of it as a compass that points you toward your true north. It gives you the courage to face obstacles, keep pushing forward even when the path isn't clear. The Stoics understood this well. They taught that a life without purpose is a life adrift. As Seneca said, if one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable. Having an ambition means setting your sails with intent, navigating life's challenges with a clear destination in mind. Imagine someone whose ambition is not defined by societal expectations, by a deep personal mission. For example, a friend of mine had a comfortable job in a field he was good at, but not passionate about. He realized one day that he was simply going through the motions, living a life others expected of him, rather than one driven by his own desires. He decided to take a leap, shifting his career toward environmental conservation, something he deeply cared about. Despite the uncertainty and a significant pay cut, he pursued this path relentlessly. His ambition wasn't about accolades or recognition. It was about making a meaningful impact. And in that pursuit, he found a new kind of fulfillment that made him magnetic to those around him. His energy, his passion, became contagious. In relationships, this kind of ambition is equally powerful. It's not just about achieving success, but about living with purpose and passion. When you're driven by something bigger than yourself, you bring a certain vitality into every interaction. You're not just present, you're engaged, inspired, and inspiring. Your partner or those you wish to attract will sense this drive, this constant evolution, and find it irresistible. Because at the end of the day, we are all drawn to those who have a clear sense of direction, who are not just drifting, purposefully charting their own course. To cultivate ambition, start by asking yourself what truly excites you. What are the things that, when you think about them, make you feel alive? Write these down and set clear, actionable goals around them. Remember, ambition is less about the end destination and more about the journey, about who you become in the process of pursuing your dreams. Embrace challenges as stepping stones, each one a chance to learn and grow. As Marcus Aurelius insightfully noted, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Let this philosophy guide you. When obstacles arise, view them not as barriers, but as opportunities to deepen your resolve. Ambition also requires resilience. There will be moments of doubt, times when the path ahead seems unclear. In these moments, draw on the Stoic practice of negative visualization. Imagine the worst-case scenario, not to discourage yourself, but to prepare for it mentally. By facing your fears head-on, you become less afraid of them, and your ambition remains undeterred. Finally, remember that true ambition is fueled by passion, not by a need for approval or external validation. Focus on what makes you feel most alive, what aligns with your deepest values. When you do, your ambition will naturally become a force that not only propels you forward, but also draws others to you, creating connections that are grounded in mutual respect and shared purpose. Let's affirm this together. I pursue my purpose with unwavering ambition. Say it with conviction. Write it down, and let that ambition be the guiding star that not only illuminates your path, but also inspires others to follow their own. When you live with ambition, you don't just exist, you thrive, and that is a magnet that no one can resist. Number 6. Master your emotion. Do you own your emotions, or do they own you? This question isn't just theoretical, it's at the heart of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics taught that true freedom comes not from controlling our circumstances, but from controlling how we respond to them. As Epictetus famously said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. To master your emotions is to master your life. When you learn to navigate your emotional landscape with calm and clarity, you become resilient, grounded, and importantly, deeply attractive to others. In my own journey, I've had to learn this the hard way. There was a time when I let my emotions drive my actions, acting on impulse, letting anger or fear dictate my responses. It wasn't long before I realized that this lack of emotional discipline wasn't just causing me stress. It was also damaging my relationships and my peace of mind. The more I reacted without thinking, the more chaotic my life became. But everything shifted when I made a conscious effort to master my emotions. I started to pause before responding, taking a moment to breathe and assess the situation with a calm mind. This small change had a profound impact. I found myself more patient, more thoughtful, and less reactive. And as my emotional control improved, so did my interactions with others. Conversations became more meaningful, conflicts less frequent, and connections deeper and more genuine. Imagine a situation where someone close to you says something that would typically trigger an immediate defensive reaction. Instead of snapping back, take a moment. Reflect on what they've said without judgment, without letting your ego flare up. Consider their perspective. Often, you'll find that what initially seemed like an attack is, in fact, a misunderstanding or a reflection of their own pain. By choosing a measured response, you not only diffuse potential conflict, but also show maturity and strength. This is the essence of emotional mastery, responding with intention, rather than reacting out of habit. Or picture this. You're on a first date, and things don't go exactly as planned. Maybe there's an awkward silence or a moment where you're unsure how to proceed. Instead of letting anxiety take over, embrace the silence. Use it as an opportunity to listen more deeply, to observe, truly connect with the other person without the pressure of needing to perform or impress. This calm confidence, this ability to stay composed in uncertainty, is incredibly appealing because it shows you are secure in yourself. One practical way to build emotional mastery is through the practice of journaling, a technique that many Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, employed. By writing down your thoughts and feelings at the end of each day, you gain clarity on what triggers you, what you need to work on, and how you can respond better next time. Journaling isn't just about reflection. It's about preparation. It's like training for a sport. You build mental muscles that prepare you for life's emotional challenges. Another Stoic tool is the practice of negative visualization. By mentally preparing for the worst, you lessen the impact of unexpected events. Sounds counterintuitive, but when you envision losing what you value, come to appreciate it more deeply, and are less likely to be overwhelmed by emotions when things don't go your way. Remember, emotions are like waves. They rise and fall, and they can be intense, but they are always temporary. By mastering your emotions, you learn to ride these waves rather than being drowned by them. You become like a calm harbor in a storm, unshaken by the external chaos. This tranquility becomes a magnet, drawing others to you, not because of what you do, but because of how you are, steady, assured, and in control. So ask yourself, are you a slave to your emotions, or are you their master? By embracing the Stoic principles of reflection, preparation, and mindfulness, you can learn to control your inner world, no matter what happens in the outer one. Let's affirm this. I choose how I respond. With every breath, every pause, every thoughtful response, you are building the kind of emotional mastery that transforms not just your relationships, but your entire life. Number 7, master the art of listening. Mastering your emotions lays the foundation, but the true art of connection lies in mastering the art of listening. Listening is more than just an act of hearing. It's an intentional practice that deepens relationships, fosters understanding, and opens doors to insights that would otherwise remain hidden. As the philosopher Zeno of Citium, founder of Stoicism, once said, "We have been given 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we may listen more and speak less." This ratio is no accident. It underscores the power of listening as a tool for growth and connection. Listening, when done with presence and intention, is a profound act of respect. It signals to the other person that their thoughts, feelings, and perspectives matter. In our fast-paced world, where conversations are often reduced to quick exchanges of information, truly listening to someone has become a rare and valuable skill. It's not about preparing your next response or thinking about how you'll counter their point. It's about being fully immersed in their words, their emotions, and their unspoken truth. Let's consider a practical example. Picture yourself in a conversation with a friend who is going through a tough time. Instead of jumping in with advice or trying to fix their problem, you take a step back. You listen. You give them the space to pour out their thoughts, their fears, and their frustrations. You don't interrupt, you don't judge, you simply listen. What you'll often find is that by the end of the conversation, your friend feels lighter, more understood, and more connected to you. This is the transformative power of listening. It's like giving someone a mirror to see themselves more clearly, and in doing so, you build a bond that's stronger and more meaningful. In relationships, whether romantic, familial, or professional, mastering the art of listening can be a game changer. It's the key to resolving conflicts with grace and to creating an environment where everyone feels valued. When disagreements arise, our instinct is often to defend our position, to argue our point. But what if we chose instead to listen? To really hear what the other person is saying, understand their perspective before we respond. This approach not only diffuses tension but also fosters a deeper respect and empathy between individuals. For instance, imagine you're in a disagreement with a partner. The argument is escalating, voices are rising, and emotions are flaring. Now, instead of pushing your point, you decide to pause. You take a deep breath and genuinely listen to what your partner is expressing. You listen not just to the words, but to the emotion behind them. Fear, frustration, hurt. This simple act of listening can transform the entire dynamic of the conversation. It shows maturity, control, and a willingness to understand rather than just be understood. The Stoics believed that wisdom comes from understanding, and understanding comes from listening. By mastering this art, you don't just become a better communicator, you become a better person. You gain insights into the human experience, learning from the stories, challenges, and triumphs of others. You begin to see the world through different lenses, enriching your own perspective and expanding your emotional intelligence. Think of listening as a bridge. Each time you truly listen, you lay down another plank, strengthening the connection between you and the other person. Over time, this bridge becomes a pathway not just for communication, but for trust, respect, and deep mutual understanding. So ask yourself, are you truly listening, or are you just waiting for your turn to speak? Are you fully present in your conversations, or are you distracted by your own thoughts and responses? By mastering the art of listening, you unlock the potential for deeper, more meaningful relationships and a richer understanding of the world around you. Let's affirm this. I listen with purpose and presence. With each conversation, make it a point to be fully there, truly hear and understand. In mastering the art of listening, you not only elevate your relationships, but you also elevate yourself. You become someone who others are naturally drawn to, not just because of what you say, but because of how deeply you listen. As we wrap up today's journey into the powerful world of Stoicism, Remember this. True strength comes from within. Pick one of the skills we've discussed, whether it's mastering your emotions, embracing ambition, or truly listening, and commit to practicing it today. Put it into action, and observe how it transforms your interactions, your mindset, and your life. Share your experiences in the comments. Let's learn and grow together. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights on living a Stoic life, and hit the like button if you found this video valuable. Your journey towards becoming your best self starts now, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. Keep practicing, stay strong, and see how these principles can bring you peace, purpose, and presence in every moment.